Big old pigeon. There's another fuzzy butt. Good morning, fuzzy butts. Happy Thanksgiving. Everybody get a snack. Oh, I scared them. More pigeons.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, might as well try and be somewhat festive. I'm not really festive, though. Yeah. Thanks for tuning us in over here at Jobe's Town. It's freezing cold outside because it's November. We're going to go downstairs for a minute. Let's go see.
Lubrication.
Hot piston.
Yep. Guess we get some over here too on the valves. Oh yeah. Sounding good too. I'm listening to everything. This is my spin testing station. And the furnace just kicked on. Yeah, we're down here because it has a furnace and it's warm. And I can drink my warm coffee and watch my spin test. Uh-oh. My battery's dead. Oh, yeah, it's dead. All right, I think we're good though. Actually, let me go ahead and unhook it here. Go ahead and undo my C-clamp. Let me just show you guys how I got it hooked down here. The drill slides on the end of the crankshaft. The crankshaft, if you have a big enough drill, this is a 1/2-inch drill, it'll slide up on there and drive your crank. And it spins clockwise to break everything in. I made this side cover years ago to be able to get in there and look at stuff and watch everything while it's breaking in. Obviously, you can take off the head. Get some of this heat real quick. Hold, please. Ooh, thank you. Got me a heat vent put in right here, too, so yeah. Put on my kiddo stove over here. She's going to actually come pick that stuff up. This is the stuff she wanted to keep. Yeah, over here. So back to where we're over here. I used the 1/2-inch drill because it slides on there. Just got my C-clamp holding it down with a block of wood. I use a zip tie just to squeeze it down and spin it. Let's see if I've had it off here for a minute. Let's see if it'll go. Because I had it spinning real slow just to break it in. But I've spun it slow for a minute now. Down here sipping. Everything seems to be broke in because it'll just barely idle along, and the battery was dying and it was still spinning. So I'm pretty sure it's probably good to go. It's been a minute now. It's really why I wanted to do it today. I got a day off. I can hang out here. I can hang out in my new engine build shop, do some stuff, check out my new goodies. Loving it down here. And it's warm. I have heat. Yes. So we just pop this off real quick. Unscrew it down here. And my piece of wood falls out that was down there. Set this over, and yeah, that is my valve spring compressor. It's a big C-clamp. Slide that off. That can go over, Oh yeah, crankshaft looks good. No problem there. That can go there. So yeah, everything is good. And what I want to see right now, I should be able to spin this effortlessly, guys. It's why I do these spin tests. It's why I check everything in here on the valve train. Sorry if it's dark over here. That's why I had the light over here trying to be able to see in there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's just oil. Let me just wipe that off real quick. I need to actually wipe off this crankshaft so I don't sauce my hand up here. Because it's got a little bit on it too. I just want to wipe that off and just to see. Yeah, everything looks good. And we're listening too. I don't hear any noises I don't want to hear. Everything sounds great. And actually I need to be going the other way. There's intake open, pistons going down. That's intake, compression, power, exhaust. That's the exhaust valve opening. Exhaust goes out. Intake valve's about to open. Intake coming down. Valve shuts. Compression. Piston comes back up. Swoop. Bang. It kapows. Pushes it back down. That's the power stroke. And on the way back up, exhaust valve opens. Piston comes back up to push the exhaust out. And we're back on to number one. Intake valve opens, piston comes down. Man, that is just buttery smooth. As you can see, I don't have the pull start on. I'm spinning it with my hand, and there's nothing to grab onto. Yeah, awesome. My new piston rod, if you guys can see the billet rod in there, you can just barely see it. There it is. Billet rod. You have to break in. I like to break in the bearing that's on there because there is a replaceable bearing. And it's snug at first, but when you break it in with some good oil, I'm spraying this in there as it's spinning to keep oil on it because my dipper's not picking up oil, but it is open. That's why I got my pig mat down here. So setup I've worked on for many years now, and it works wonderful. With the bigger drill, spin it up, lock it down, good to go. And yeah, it is a flathead. The valves are in the block. You know, valves are over here. This is the camshaft right there. It spins at half of the speed of the crankshaft. Crankshaft spins at 1,000 RPM. This spins at 500. It spins at half of the speed of the engine at all time to be able to control the top end. So you get 2 strokes here, 1 stroke here. Does that make sense? So that's the head. It's just a flat head. There's no, the valves come up here. The power happens here. You know, the explosion happens here, pushes the exhaust back over here, and it goes down and out of the valve. Real nice slim design. It actually works great. That is the spark plug. Spark plug is right there. And this is my big intake that I made. That's a phenolic spacer, phenolic gasket. And it's a really good one that won't transfer heat over to the intake, hopefully. And that's why I wanted to use the aluminum intake also, because it will help keep the heat out. And yeah, it's gangster big. Oh, it's going to flow. It's going to flow like, oh my goodness, especially with some boost. So, move these. Move my oiling system. Yeah, those big old ports. Let's just see if we can spin it because I got it unhooked. Got some oil in there. Those big old ports are going to work so good. And everything down here is working great. And that is still a stock camshaft. We may end up doing, once I get everything going and popping, you know, it's assembled, you know, and finished with the setup, I may end up doing a bigger camshaft in there because there's many dyno cams, has quite a few out there. But I want one with not much overlap so I can keep the boost in. Stock cams are great because there's not much valve overlap. Whenever you have higher compression and you have valve overlap, which race cams have, you lose boost in between the strokes because the valves are open at the same time. Let me see if I can show you guys here. Right in between the strokes. So there, the exhaust is closing. Or the exhaust, yeah, it's closing now. And if you see the exhaust is closing, see that? The exhaust is closing, but the intake opens. It's minute on this one because see, that's at TDC and there's not much. So, turbochargers don't like valve overlap. When both valves are open, your boost comes through the intake and right out the exhaust. None of it stays in the cylinder. It does a wonderful job at cooling the head down, blowing all your fuel out. But that's really what it does. It doesn't stay in there. It doesn't really work. Yeah, so. Yeah. And it's funny, getting people to figure out a camshaft that doesn't have valve overlap isn't the easiest thing to do. They know how much it revs. They know where it makes power. They know all that. But the guy that ground the camshaft, he can tell you what the overlap is. That's about the only one. You have to measure it. You have to buy stuff. You have to measure it. You have to figure out your overlap, your TDC, all of your timing specs in general, even though it's a 1-cylinder engine. A V12 is timed off of the first cylinder. Everything after that is driven off of the first cylinder. Ferraris suck because they're timed on both sides. Try and figure that one out, I dare you. First one I ever figured out, I timed one side. It said, no, it's not right. They have 2 distributors. There's 2 drives that stick off the end of the camshafts. Yeah, so one side's one side's different. You have to time them completely separate. There's not many that are like that, luckily. Most engines are timed off of the first cylinder. A V8 is 1-843-6572. 1-843-6572. It's a fun little dance. Boop, 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 boop. I had to learn that many years ago because when you're tuning stuff, you need to know that distributor, 1-843-6572, that's how it fires. On a lot of small blocks and big block Chevys. Other things are a bit different. They're backwards. BOP, Buick Olds Pontiac. Love me some BOP. They're backwards. They spin the other way. It's kind of the same. And some stuff now has a 4.7 cam swap, so it changes stuff. But yeah, the one cylinder, number one, is where everything happens. That's where life starts. If number one doesn't happen, nothing after that is going to happen very good at all. So you got to make number one happen. And as long as your number one is firing, getting power, all is good down here, and you got some good oils. And this is not cutting oil. That's my little sprayer that I use that actually will pump 1030. So there's 1030 engine oil in there. So yeah. And I kind of wanted to show you guys this too. That one's sitting over there a little farther, but yeah, they're not right away. They're not even. But the 5 horse isn't much smaller than that's a Briggs 8 horse. That's my Schwinn. The 8 horse, I haven't really done much with these engines because these are a commercial engine. They're made for commercial stuff. They're made for driving things, not vehicles. They're made for lawn equipment, all kinds of industrial equipment, cement mixers, graders, everything in the past was these. Now stuff's a bit different. But the 8 horse, they're beefy engines. The RPM is lower, but they make more horsepower, which equals more torque out the back end. And I would really like to be able to mess with it, but this one, the crankshaft's wrong. This is a 1/4 inch keyway. No. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, muy bueno. That's good. This one, it's got this little keyway, and it's not right. It is threaded in the end, but I'm either going to take this crankshaft out and replace it and toss this one because it's not right, or I may try and just end up modifying it to make it fit a keyway to be able to where I can slide a clutch on. It has the correct bolt pattern for my side covers, not down here. So yeah, I can't show you that for the 5 horse, but it's not much different on the 8 horse. It's just a bit bigger, but the belt drive plate will fit it. I can make all that work, so that's not a problem. And it'll fit in the mini bike chassis. The frame has plenty of room on top. So we may end up doing it's going to have a couple different varieties. It's going to have a nasty little turbo motor for high RPM racing. And it's going to have a big stump pulling torque monster for doing whatever else. Because I'm pretty sure they're both going to bolt up totally fine. Because the 8 horse has the same, sorry for the darkness there, has the same bolt pattern pretty much. The 5 horse is just a bit smaller, but I can make all that work. That's not a problem at all. So, yeah. As I would say, much more to come. We're going to do a bunch with this because I'm kind of back to my roots now. I built us a turbo monster race bike, and it's silly, and I still need to do more to where we can actually go fast. Those wheels are not good enough to go fast. They are old and rusty and broken. I've already broken 2 spokes. So the back is not good. I should not go over the speeds that I've already gone on that bike. It's geared to go 224, guys. 224 miles an hour. And it's going to do it. It went 170 in 4th gear. I shifted to 5th and the boost came on and it was like, oh, I let off it like, holy crap. It scared me, guys. I've done some insane stuff. I got scared. Yeah. We need every donation possible right now because I don't have the extra fund to be able to put into that bike. I already just found a set of CBR wheels that are brand new. They're bronze that would be beautiful on that thing. But the guy wants proper money for them and I can't afford them. And to get that bike to where it's really going to be for real and where we can actually go 220 miles an hour, I need your help, guys. I need everybody's help. We're getting there. We're going to put some boost on this thing. I got a lot more to come. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. However you do it, hit your buttons, make stuff happen. Get this out to the world. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. When in doubt, figure it out. The truth will set you free. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's ride.
And build sweet engines.
Yeah.
And drink Black Rifle coffee.